Fifield speaking to Senator Siewert's amendment. Senator Fifield, you have the call.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. As I was saying, it won't surprise you that the government won't be agreeing to Senator Siewert's amendment, that we will be continuing to propose that the sitting schedule as circulated be the pattern for next year. I might say, though, I'm a little perplexed, though, by Senator Siewert's contribution here and her concern in particular about the Senate sitting in July, because I did pick up a copy of the 2011 sitting schedule on the way into the chamber. And Mr Deputy President, lo and behold, there was a sitting week in the Senate on the 4th of July, which I think those of us who were in this place at that time recall was essentially an opportunity for the Australian Greens to do a victory dance around the chamber to demonstrate that they, with the Australian Labor Party, in glorious communion, had effective control of the Australian Senate, and they didn't want anyone to be in any doubt that they were here, they were in charge, and that they were running the previous government, Mr Deputy President. So, but the Greens at that time, I think the Greens at that time, through proposing and supporting a July sitting week after a new Senate came into being, I think the Australian Greens, though, did touch on something important, and that is there is absolutely nothing wrong, and in fact it's quite appropriate for the new Senate to have the opportunity to examine significant legislation, and that is what the government is seeking to do, is to give effect to the will of the people expressed in the ballot box in the form of a new Senate at the earliest opportunity. Nothing could be fairer, nothing could be more democratic than that, Mr Deputy President, than to give the new Senate the opportunity to express its view on behalf of the Australian people in relation to important legislation. And I have no doubt that there will be important legislation for the Senate to consider at that time, Mr Deputy President. So, as I say, a little perplexed at the concern that the Australian Greens have about a July sitting, but we will rely on the precedent that they and the Australian Labor Party put in place at that time in 2011. But our purpose, unlike those who are seeking to amend the motion, won't be any sort of victory dance. Our very serious purpose will be to get down to the people's business.